She's young, I give her that. She's still learning, but she is not someone I choose to be around anymore.
Hi, I'm Lila, and this is my Ashley Barnes story. My story isn't nearly as horrible as what happened to Ashley's victims.
Hi. So I am going to be explaining the Ashley Barnes situation, but I'm going to summarize it down in simple.
Hello. Okay, basically everyone online is like ranting about this Ashley Barnes situation. More evidence that she should not be like a TikToker and she should not be like influencing people, like especially like younger people. Like, you know, she just shouldn't have that kind of platform.
Ashley Barnes, a 17-year-old TikToker known for her relatable content and massive following, found herself in a shocking controversy. What everyone saw as fun and content quickly spiraled into a nightmare of boundary-crossing behavior and manipulation. It all started with a hotel drawer that was filled with unexpected items. The situation would go on to expose uncomfortable truths and allegations, leading to a fallout. Get ready, because you won't believe what happened. You see, Ashley was just 17 and became a TikTok sensation. She captivated millions of people with her vibrant personality. Her rapid rise to fame made her one of Gen Z's brightest stars, known for her confidence. With every post, her following grew, turning her into a household name. However, the pressure to maintain her image took its toll. What was supposed to be a fun influencer trip turned into a chaotic and damaging experience. It began as a celebration of success, which quickly ran out of control, leading to events that would change Ashley's reputation forever. So, influencers Brad, Capri, and Ashley Barnes decided to take a trip together, all in the name of creating content and sharing their experiences with their millions of followers. At first, everything seemed fine. The three influencers spent time filming, joking around, and sharing moments with their fans, like they always did. As the trip progressed, the atmosphere started to change, and the vibes, as Brad would later describe, began to feel off. Brad, who had been close to both Ashley and Capri, was the first to speak out. He posted a multi-part TikTok video, revealing uncomfortable incidents that took place during the trip. He exposed how Ashley's behavior began to push boundaries, making everyone feel uneasy. Ashley, known for being the life of the party, encouraged the group to let loose, nudging them to join in on drinking and games. At first, it was small, a casual suggestion to drink a little more and try something new. Brad and others described how Ashley's behavior became manipulative, coercing them into doing things they weren't comfortable with.
She starts like pressuring everyone, which me as a person, like I don't drink, like I don't do like bad stuff. And she's like kind of like doing like, oh, like do this, like do this, like kind of like pressuring more of them into like doing like stuff like drinking stuff they shouldn't be drinking and like taking stuff they shouldn't be taking. And they were clearly very uncomfortable, very like pressured. Because like at first it was like fun, like, you know, they were having a fun time doing it, like voluntarily. And then it like gets to like a point where like she starts acting weird. Weird as in she keeps telling them to keep doing more and more and more. Like,
the most shocking moment occurred when Ashley allegedly grabbed a friend by the face and forcibly kissed them without consent. When the roommate tried to pull away, Ashley reportedly grabbed her by the throat and pulled her back in. The people watching became surprised by how quickly things escalated from fun to an alleged kiss and neck grabbing. And more importantly, why was no one stopping it? Then came the disturbing video. You see, Brad shared a video of what he had discovered in Ashley's hotel room. An entire drawer filled with adult items, substances, and other questionable contents. Among the things found were sex toys, pheromone spray, arousal gummies, and other items that were never meant to be shared with the world.
oh, right here is me finding like in the drawer the next morning. This is Liquid Love Bites, which is like horny gummies. That's orgasm gel. That's lube. That is more like of those gummies, and then there's more ones right here. Those are like the male ones. She has her shots in there. That's a vibrator, by the way, guys. More of those things, more shots, 2 things of sex, like handcuffs, and then she has pheromone spray. That's what she kept spraying all day. And then like there's like one of those in there. There's like a stick that she like rubbed on her.
The video went viral. Everyone was surprised, and Ashley's fans were in disbelief. It wasn't just her fans who were horrified. It was the entire influencer world. Everyone started questioning what really happened during the trip. In a matter of hours, the internet exploded. And in the wake of it all, Ashley Barnes started losing followers and hate comments were everywhere. The video Brad released, aka Drawer Video, had exposed more than just physical adult items. It revealed a dark side of Ashley no one knows or even predicts.
And she starts like spraying pheromone spray. If you guys don't know what that is, it kind of like releases hormones in a way. It's pheromone spray. That's what she kept spraying all day. And then like
After the fallout from the drawer video, Ashley Barnes responded with a brief TikTok post, which has since been deleted. In the video, Ashley, alongside her father, explained that she had been misdiagnosed and that her medication played a significant role in the troubling behavior. According to Ashley, she struggled with substance abuse issues, which she said impacted her memory and judgment during that period. She even mentioned that she couldn't remember parts of the trip for months. Well, you guys can believe that, but I'm not.
I went to psychiatrist. I got misdiagnosed, which is like to nobody's fault, but it's just a sucky situation. I was put on medication for something and it was the wrong medication.
While some found her explanation heartfelt, others, especially critics, quickly dismissed her response as an excuse rather than a full explanation. They pointed out that while substance abuse and mental health struggles are real issues, they don't fully explain the level of manipulation, coercion, and aggressive behavior Ashley was accused of. How she quickly deleted the video raised further questions. Was Ashley genuinely remorseful, or was this an attempt to salvage her reputation? She accused her of using her health to cancel taking responsibility. In the end, her response only left people more confused, and the trust she once had with her fans was no longer so easily restored. To understand Ashley Barnes, you have to look at her past. Ashley was adopted as a child and raised by her father, Michael Barnes, in New Jersey. It's been alleged that Ashley's family history struggles with addiction, with her father reportedly dealing with alcohol problems of his own. It's easy to see how that might affect a child's emotional development, especially when addiction and instability are present from such an early age. While Ashley's past hasn't been fully exposed, there are stories about her emotional instability and mental health issues. Rumors of trauma she may have never fully processed. Could these factors have contributed to the behaviors we're now seeing? It's possible. Trauma, especially when it's unresolved, can sometimes result in toxic cycles, behaviors that get passed down from one generation to the next. You see, while we are trying to understand trauma and its impact, it doesn't excuse or justify what Ashley allegedly did. The pressure to act out the manipulation and the coercive behaviors during that group trip can't simply be explained away as the result of childhood hardship. Trauma can shape how we behave, but it doesn't erase accountability. Trauma might help explain some of the actions, but it doesn't give anyone a free pass to hurt others. Brad, who had first exposed Ashley's behavior, took things a step further by sharing alleged text messages between himself and Ashley's father. In the texts, Ashley's father appeared to admit that his daughter might be dealing with substance abuse and mental health issues, adding to the already complex story. Fans who had once defended Ashley started becoming suspicious of the story. In the midst of all the chaos, Ashley went quiet. She locked her social media accounts, effectively cutting herself off from her followers. To make matters worse, she disabled comments, preventing anyone from publicly questioning her or offering support. Another rumor quickly began to circulate, speculating that Ashley's family had paid off certain individuals to keep damaging information under wraps. The entire situation was starting to look less like something much bigger happened, and they are making an effort to cover it up. The rumors only made the online backlash worse. People weren't just upset about what had been exposed. They were now enraged by the possibility of a cover-up. The influencers who were so eager to protect their fellow influencer are now divided between those who were still trying to defend Ashley and those who felt betrayed by her actions. This is not just about Ashley anymore. The controversy sparked a wider conversation about the influence of platforms like TikTok and how they handle situations involving underage influencers. For too long, creators have been able to grow massive followings before they've developed the maturity or emotional intelligence to handle that power. And with it comes the risk of crossing lines, especially when young people are involved. This isn't the first time that TikTok has been embroiled in controversy over its young stars. There's a growing pattern of underage influencers facing adult-like consequences for their actions. Think back to the Bob House scandal or the drama involving Brooke Monk and Natalie Reynolds. These situations have left the TikTok viewers questioning whether these platforms are doing enough to protect not only the viewers, but also the content creators themselves. Underage influencers are given massive platforms without proper checks in place. And when things go wrong, there's rarely a clear path for accountability. These young stars who are still figuring out who they are thrust into adult situations and forced to face consequences that in many ways, they're too young to fully understand. And in Ashley's case, we're seeing the darker side of that reality. While TikTok continues to grow in power and influence, the question remains, Are they doing enough to protect the people who make their platform thrive? And more importantly, are they willing to take responsibility when their young creators' behavior goes unchecked? So what happens now? Despite the surprising situation, there have been no formal consequences for Ashley Barnes, at least not yet. Ashley vanished from the public eye, locking down her social media accounts. Whether she's taking time to reflect, or if it's just an attempt to escape the heat, no one knows for sure. But one thing's certain, she's gone silent on everyone. Some still argue that Ashley deserves help, not punishment, that she's a young person dealing with deep issues, and she needs the support to heal. Others, however, believe that her actions were too harmful to overlook, and that someone with her level of influence shouldn't be allowed back into the public eye without first showing true change and accountability. This isn't just about one person. It's about the system that allowed this to happen. If Ashley's story teaches us anything, it's how fragile and dangerous fame can be, especially when someone that young is given such a massive platform. So, here's the final question to reflect on. If this is what fame looks like at 17, what happens next? How many more influencers will rise to stardom without the proper tools to handle it? And when their mistakes are exposed, who will be left to clean up the mess? As we wait to see what happens next in Ashley's journey and how or if she'll ever return, it's clear that fame and influence come with a heavy responsibility. And for the sake of future stars, we need to start asking tougher questions about the systems in place and the consequences that should follow when things go wrong.